Conservative Media peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the MMA expert. First of all my personal opinion, knowledge and facts, casting aspersion. Am I Sherlock's favorite MMA interviewer? I don't know. You tell me. PFE. We got Paul Villarreal here as well, and we're talking about what I believe is one of the most explosive questions and things to comment about right now in MMA, beyond who's going to win the Shields GSP fight, and we're going to deal with that later. You know, I've been all over that. Interviews with all kinds of people, including the man himself, Jake Shields. But we're going to talk about that in a second. The other thing that's super hot is this whole question of GSP versus Anderson Silva, the super duper mega fight. What I want to talk about right now is GSP now saying in a new interview that he can beat Anderson Silva. But I want to be very clear about what I think about this and what I'm seeing. I don't think it's exactly the kind, if you take that quote right there, in and of itself, it looks like one thing. But when you really read what GSP said, what is he really saying? I think he goes on and said, the next thing he says is that basically anybody can beat anybody. That statement doesn't mean anything. Well, Anderson's lost before you. Yeah, you've lost before. It's like me saying, can I win in a shoot-off versus LeBron James? Oh, sure, I can win. LeBron James could miss, and I could hit my shot. That's, okay, do you understand? That's basically what we're talking about there, okay? I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That's like saying, I don't play basketball, I'm horrible at basketball. That's like saying that I can hit a three-point shot from half court. I've done that before. Could I do it? Yes. How often could I do it? Maybe once out of like 50 shots, if that. But I can do it, So, I mean, I think that's what we're talking about. Paul, do you think that GSP is feeling the heat? Do you think that now, the fans are getting a little bit worried? Maybe even some of the GSP fan boys are getting a little concerned about this, because now the word circulating is, look, Jake Shields is on record saying that not only does he wants to face Anderson Silva, that he wants to do it, and he'll move right up and do it, and we know he's moved up before, and GSP seems to be a little bit hemming and hawing what everybody knows would be a mega fight. What's going down with this new statement by GSP?
I think that some of the GSP fans could be a little concerned about this, because I believe that in their heart of hearts, a lot of them don't want him to fight Silva because they're afraid he's going to lose. Now, what I think is occurring here is that GSP knows he's been taking heat. And we've talked about this. You've talked to this guys you've interviewed in MMA. You've talked about, GSP ducking Anderson Silva. And so GSP's got to promote this fight coming up with Jake Shields, and everybody in the world is basically asking him, hey, you're afraid of Anderson Silva? And so now he's got to try to come back out and push back on that a little bit. So here we get the statement, I can beat him. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here.
In my personal opinion, if GSP really thought he could beat Anderson Silva, given all the mega fight, the mega money, the super mega ultimate MMA star that he would be, he'd fight Anderson Silva. So what's up? So to me, that's the bottom line. If GSP really believed he could beat Anderson Silva, I believe, in my personal opinion, he would take that fight like that. It makes complete financial sense. If you think you could win, you would be that much bigger of a star. He could even retire after the fight if he wanted to. It makes no sense not to fight Anderson Silva if you really believe you can beat him, in my personal opinion. It makes all the sense to fight him for the money, because the money would be off the charts. The pay-per-view buys, I believe, would be off the charts. Everything would be off the charts. But that goes back to just simple logic again. So now we're getting this statement that's not quite what I think some people think it is, and leads me to believe that GSP might be a little bit worried about his fan base as well as Anderson Silva. But again, you can't look past Jake Shields, because you know what? GSP fanboys, Jake Shields might take that title away from GSP. And we're going to talk about that soon. Paul, anything else you want to leave on?
We're looking forward to the fight with Jake Shields and GSP. I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Mega.
And GSP GSP needs to think about that fight instead of worrying about any other fights.
Think about that fight instead of worrying about any other fights. And I don't think this statement means what some people think that it means. Look, GSP better focus on Jake Shields, and that's what's up. I still believe, in my personal opinion, that GSP is scared to fight Anderson Silva because I think that he's worried that he would lose. That's what I think. What do you think? You tell me what's up. Comments below, subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal. That is Paul. We're Conservative Media, and we will see you next time.